ॐ जननीं शारदां देवीं रामकृष्णं जगद्गुरुं पादपद्मे तयोः श्रित्वा प्रणमामि मुहुर्मुहुः। ॐ भद्रं कर्णेभिः शृणुयाम देवाः भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः स्थिरैरङ्गैस्तुष्टुवागुंसस्तनूभिः यशेम देवहितं यदायुः स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धश्रवाः स्वस्ति नः पूषा विश्ववेदाः स्वस्ति नस्तार्क्ष्यो अरिष्टनेमिः स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्दधातु ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरिः ॐ। Om. O gods, may we always hear with our ears what is auspicious. O worshipful ones, may we with our eyes always see what is auspicious. May we live our allotted life hale and hearty, offering our worship unto thee. May Indra of ancient fame bestow auspiciousness on all of us. May the all-nourishing portion be propitious to all of us. May Garuda, the destroyer of all evil, be well disposed towards all of us. May Brihaspati ensure all our welfare. Om, peace, peace, peace be unto all. We are studying the Kaivalya Upanishad. A great Mahatma, desirous of realizing Brahman, approached Bhagavan Brahma himself, the creator, took refuge at him, surrendered himself totally to the lotus feet of the Guru, and begged him to enlighten him, to give him Brahma Jnana. And he has been giving instructions. We have been, for the last two classes, started with 11. That is, Atmanam Aranim Kritva Pranamam Cha Uttara Aranim Gnana Nirmathana Abhyasat Papam Dahati Panditaha. How does a wise person really burn all the ignorance? Papa means the root cause of samsara, not merely the evil actions that we do. Punyam also is papam, because punyam also causes punarjanma. So papam, punyam, and avidya, all the three have to be done. What is the root cause? The manifestation of avidya, that is called ahankara. Not aham, but ahankara. So make the ahankara the lower piece of wood and take the teaching of the scripture, which is called pranavam. The essence of all scriptures is that Brahma Satyam. And that Brahman, another name for it is called Omkara, another name is Pranava. So this Omkara, that is to be meditated upon. And how to meditate upon Omkara has been beautifully described in the Mandukya Upanishad. So this Omkara manifests itself in three different states. When Brahman identifies with the gross body, he takes the name Vishwa and experiences waking state experiences. Such a Brahman is called Vishwa, and this is represented by the first letter of Pranava called A. This is how contemplation, upasana, has to be made. When a sadhaka is doing, he should not simply say Om, 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 but he should say Ma. What does it mean? Brahman is not Akara. Brahman is not Ukara. Brahman is not Makara. And what remains is Brahman. So Akara represents Jagrada Avastha. Same Brahman called Turiya then identifies, gives up the Vesham, as I said, the dress of the gross body completely, like we change our dress when we go for a swimming or when we are about to go to sleep, what we call night robe, we do it. So like that, this person gives up all the office dress and puts up another dress, which is called mind, which is called Sukshma Deha. Another word for that is subtle body. Then he gets a different name that is called Taijasa. And he experiences, he becomes a creator, he creates the entire universe, including himself. And then he thinks this is the real. So when Turiya, Turiyam or Brahman identifies with the Sthola Sharira, the Jagrada Avastha becomes 100% reality. When he identifies with the subtle body, then the dream world becomes absolute reality. He forgets what is reality. He forgets himself. He forgets that I am the subject, I am the creator. And then there is a third state where he gives up complete dress, pure birthday dress. This is called Karana Sharira, causal body, and obtains the name Pragna. That means completely ignorant. And he enjoys. He goes beyond Sukha, Dukkha, enjoys incomparable bliss. That's why that state is called Anandamaya Kosha. So again, from the Karana Sharira, Karana Avastha, he comes back to Jagrat, again to Swapna, again to Karana, goes on roaming. This roaming without realizing who one is, that is called samsara. So this is being explained. This is how Pranava has to be contemplated. I am not the Jagradavastha represented by Akara. I am not the Swapnavastha represented by Ukara. I am not the causal body represented by Makara. And I, who is witnessing all these three without changing, I am that Turiyam, I am that Brahman. This is called the churning, that is Kara. Aham cannot be removed. Pranava is also Aham. And our experiences also, Aham will be there. But whatever is added, I am the waker, I am the sleeper, I am the dreamer, that waker, dreamer, sleeper has to be merged completely because I am the Athara, substratum. Without me, there will be nobody to experience waking dream and dreamless. So that is how contemplation has to be made. And then pure aham, which is Shuddha Chaitanyam, Brahman, alone remains. That is called Jnanam. So through this sadhana, all sadhanas, whether a person is a Christian or a Hindu or anybody else, whether he is practicing Karma Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, Raja Yoga, Jnana Yoga, the ultimate sadhana is to completely get rid of this karam and retain aham. When each one of us identify ourselves with our aham, then what is it that separates us? Aham manushyaha, I am a man. Aham kukuraha, so I am a dog. aham gauhu, I'm a cow. So I'm the waker, I'm the dreamer, I'm the sleeper, I'm a man, I'm a woman, I'm a dog, I'm a donkey. All these things are what is called kara. That kara, through this churning, kara goes. So the aham plus kara will go away, aham remains, and the upper aham and the lower aham. Upper aham is called Brahman before, and the lower aham is called Jiva. Jivatma, Paramatma. Jivahood is removed from Jivatma, Parama is removed from Paramatma, and what remains is Atma, and this is the way, whatever path we follow, that kara. Either we do it through Sharanagati or motiveless action, etc. It doesn't matter. Now, one of the questions that comes is, how did this Maya come? Is it a power of Maya, or is it Brahman himself? And that is answered here. But before we go into that, I have reminded you the questions whether Brahman is Saguna. Saguna means Ishvara. Ishvara means Karyakarana. Ishvara is the cause, the whole universe is the Karya. No. Ishvara, whether this is Ishvara, whether this is Nirguna Brahma, these are all thoughts in the mind. It is the mind which causes this division. This is with form, this is without form, this is with name, this is without name, this is with time, and this is timeless, this is with space, this is spaceless, this is with cause, this is causeless. All these things are mischievous thoughts of the mind. So when there is no mind, not even an unconscious identity that we have in the deep sleep state, even when that is transcended, what remains is Shuddha Chaitanyam. So the answer given is, Bhagavan wants to play. He, as if he closes his own eyes with his own hands, but he who closes his eyes has complete control when he wants to remove his hands from his eyes. So this is called when a person doesn't cover his eyes, that is called Nirguna Brahman. And when he, as if closes his eyes, as if pretends, as if I am ignorant, that is called Saguna Brahma, and that is called Maya. So Maya, where Sri Krishna gives us that marvelous idea. So one is called Nitya. When Brahman doesn't do anything, Srishti Sthiti Laya, in other words, he doesn't use Maya, doesn't cover himself up, that is called Nitya. But when the same Brahman decides to do it, it is called Leela. So this concept of Nitya and Leela is a most marvelous contribution of, I would say, both Sri Krishna as well as Tantras. And that is what even Dvaita Vedanta, Visishtadvaita Vedanta wants to emphasize. And sometimes even those very followers, and most of the time the Advaitic followers, fail to understand this truth. It is only Brahman. He himself has become the world. And why? It is, nobody can question it. That is called Leela, as if. And that is what Shankaracharya also recognizes, as if he created, as if he is born, as if he had become the avatar Purusha, as if he had done Dharmasthapana, as if he is protecting this entire universe. All this as if, as if, as if. It is only a pretense. It is not real. Even that idea it is a pretense, the idea that it is Leela, is also part of our own, what is called the play of the mind. So 12th mantra, Sayeva Maya Parimohitatma. This idea we discussed just now is put forth very beautifully in this 12th mantra. 12th mantra describes the Jagrada Avastha. But before giving the description of the Jagrada Avastha, Gaudapada wants to tell us nobody caused it. There is no second power called Maya. Brahman and Maya are one and the same. There is no difference at all. So the first half of this mantra, Sayeva Maya Parimohit Atma. He covers his own eyes as if he is overcome, as if he is caught in his own net of Maya, Parimohit Atma, mesmerized by his own Maya. Like we are mesmerizing ourselves in our dream state. Because when we wake up, we don't say the next door neighbor or husband or wife or anybody else created our dream. We are the creators and we are the created. Beautiful analogy to understand how Brahman can be viewed. From the view of the dream state experience, we are having Karana Karya Prapancha. From the view of the waking state, I am the creator and I am also the created. But we think that somebody created when we are dreaming. Similarly, this waking state is also a dream. But this dream will not go unless we wake up from this dream into the third state. What is that? Turiya Avastha. I, just as the waker, create my own dream world. So also I, Brahman, create my own Leela. And just as if you kill somebody in your dream, you are killing yourself in your dream because you don't feel any regret upon waking up because you know a real action called killer and killed doesn't exist in the waking state. So, Sariramastaya, that is, taking this body as the main instrument, Sarvam Karoti. He becomes the subject, he becomes the object, he becomes the creator of actions, he becomes the enjoyer, Sukha Dukha, of his own karma phala. And what type of karma phala? Sri, that is sexual activities. Annapana adi vichitra bhogai. So eating, drinking, that means all the things that one does with the help of the Pancha Jnanendriya and Pancha Karmendriya. Sayeva Jagrat. This state is called Jagrat Avastha. Paritrupti Meti. So he becomes completely satisfied. When? If you ask yourself, am I satisfied with this waking state? Never. Whatever we have, we want more. But just as in our dream, we can create, but we never wake. Upon waking up, we say that I was quite happy with whatever happened in the dream state. Now I understand it is all my Leela. What is Leela appears to be real, but when we look at it carefully, nothing is real. It is mere appearance, and that is called Leela. So all the Pancha Jnanendriyas bring in the knowledge of the objects, and Panchakarmendriyas take us or bring us into contact with those five. And then sometimes we are happy, so sometimes we are not happy. Paritrupti means not that the person is completely happy. He experiences, he becomes bhokta. Karta becomes bhokta. And gnata becomes karta. First, we have knowledge, then we do, then we experience, and again we come to know this lila is going on all the time. And in the 13th again, Swapne Sajiva Sukadukha Bhokta Swamayaya Kalpita Jiva Loke Sushupti Kale Sakale Viline Tamo Abhibhutaha Sukarupameti. This 13th mantra can be divided into two parts. The first part describes vividly the state of the dream, Swapne, Sajivaha, that is Brahman, when he assumes the form subtle body, identifies himself with the subtle body, makes subtle body as the instrument, and he is called Jivaha. In the waking state, he identifies with the cross body, he becomes Jiva. When we are identified, when Brahman is identified with any of the bodies, he will get the name Jiva. Jiva means nothing but limited. So, because the instrument is limited, because we identify ourselves with the instrument, and then we are limited. Just like, if you are traveling on a oxen cart, your speed, how you travel, becomes severely limited. When you are bicycling, it is slightly better. When you are going by a bus or car or train, it's much better. When aeroplane, still better. And then a rocket, much better. But everything is limited by time, space, and causation. So Jiva means Brahman forgetting that I am unlimited. By identifying through identification, he feels I am limited. And then what does he do? Whether it is waking, dream, or deep sleep, Sukha, Dukkha, Bhokta. He becomes the enjoyer of Sukha, Dukkha. And then Somaya Kalpita Jivaloke. This is the description of the dream state. Who creates the dream? Somaya. This waker has a tremendous power of creating the dream. This is called the Maya Shakti of the waker. Kalpita Jivaloke. He creates through his imagination. Kalpita means Kalpana, and that is called Swapnaloka. But after some time, he becomes tired of both the waking and dream, and he goes back. Sushupti Kale, he enters into deep state, the marvelous state, where for several hours he becomes changeless, as it were. In the waking state, in the dream state, every millisecond we are changing, either by our thoughts. But there is no mind, there are no thoughts, and therefore there is no change. As if temporarily we have gone out of time, space, and causation, and it gives tremendous amount of freedom. That is called Sushupti. Sushupti means just being established in one's own self for a short time. That is called Sushupti. Supti means to be oneself. So means well established in one's own self. Sushupti. Sakale Viline. Jagrat Prapancha becomes merged in the Sushupti, Karna Prapancha. As well, the Sukshma Prapancha, that is the mind, also becomes. That means there is no body identity, mind identity. Then what happens? But he doesn't become an enlightened soul. He is overcome by deep ignorance, deep darkness, tamaha vibhuta. Here, tama stands for tamoguna. And tamoguna means deep ignorance. Then that ignorance, in English, there is a beautiful saying, ignorance is bliss. A poisonous snake is about to strike you, you are blissfully sleeping, and that bliss will not be disturbed by that because you are not aware, or somebody is about to cut your throat, or whatever a thief is about to steal, but you are bliss itself. That is what is being said. Tamaha vibhutaha, completely overcome. There is no identity, but this what is called only avarana shakti is there, vikshepa shakti is not there. And what happened? Sukha rupam eti. He becomes sukha rupa. He doesn't experience. That experiencing the subject object division is totally absent here. He just subject object both become one. Then what remains? What is the experience? What is the result? Sukha rupam. I am happy. That's why the beautiful meaningful expression upon waking up. Sukham aham aswapsam, nakinchit vidisham. I was not aware of time, space, and causation. I was so happy. So, not being aware of time, space, and causation, that means temporarily overcoming jivahood. That is called sushupti. That is called anandamaya kosha. So, if half the power of avidya or maya is completely destroyed, so much of happiness comes. But this is limited. How is it limited? Because even when we are sleeping for 10 hours or 12 hours, a time will come, then one has to get up. Otherwise, sleep also can tire us. That is why, whenever I am telling a joke, you know why? So, I know how tired you become sleeping. So, I wake you up now and then, refresh yourselves, and get ready for another dose of deep sleep. And that is why I wake you up now and then, my children. You are tired of sleeping. Wake up and do a little bit of exercise, listening to my talk, and then you go back to your normal state. So, in the 14th, a most marvelous question is answered. You see, in the deep sleep, we are not aware of time, space, and causation. There is no second person. How come? Who makes us wakers? What is it that disturbs our deep sleep, makes it come to an end? Because this is a strange phenomena. You want to sleep, you cannot sleep. You want to wake up, you cannot wake up. Something, all that you need to do is so least resistance and you relax. Then something takes over and something withdraws. And that something which puts us into deep sleep state and again wakes us up is not in our hands. That is why we are slaves, even not only to the Jagrada Avastha, not only to the Swapna Avastha, but also to the Sushupti Avastha. Otherwise, a person who is suffering from disease, from cancer, from what is called irremediable dukkha, he never wants to get up. Nobody wants to get up from deep sleep because it is a state of pure sleep, ignorance, but deep sleep. But something forcibly wakes us up. What is it? That is being said here. It is nothing but Janmantara Karma Yoga. Whatever prarabdha karma we have done. So that puts us into deep sleep. And when that bhoga is finished, then your quota of deep sleep is over, your quota of happiness is over. Now you will have to earn it again through by going through the waking and deep sleep or dream state, and that is what is being answered. Punascha janmantara karma yoga saeva jiva swapiti prabuddha puratraye kidati yascha jiva tatastu jatam sakalam vichitram आधारम आनंदम अखंड बोधम यस्मिन् लयम याति puratrayancha. Again, as I said, this Kaivalya Upanishad is a marvelous Upanishad. It is really speaking as if this Brahma, the what is called Prathama Guru, the first Guru, he had taught to so many people through Mundaka, and every other Veda comes only from him. So he is as if choosing the best of his works. He is like a poet, marvelous poet. You ask him, I don't have time. You choose whatever are the best gems of your poems and put it in one place. So this is called a selection, a beautiful poetry. And he himself feels this is, I excelled myself in these poetical compositions. And that is what exactly it is being done here. So, in the Kaivalya Upanishad, all the best mantras that we get scattered throughout the Vedic literature, is brought here in one place. This is being described in the 14th mantra. Punascha janmantara karma yoga sayeva jivaha swapiti prabuddhaha. Puratraye kidati yascha jivaha tatastu jatam sakalam vichitram. Adharam anandam akhanda bodham. Yasmin layam yati puratrayancha. What does it say? It says again, due to its connection with the deeds done in its previous births, that very same Jivatma comes back to the dream or the waking state from the deep sleep state. The being who sports thus in the three cities, from whom has sprung up all diversities. He is the substratum. He is the indivisible bliss consciousness. And in him alone, the three cities go into dissolution. I cannot describe how marvelous this 14th mantra is. Of course, I uttered more or less same things about some other mantras also, but every mantra is a gem, as I said. So, first question is, here is a person, he is in deep sleep. A person in deep sleep doesn't know he is sleeping. You have to understand. A person in deep sleep doesn't know he is in the deep sleep and he is experiencing unbroken bliss. Nobody wants to be separated from unbroken bliss. But forcibly, he is made to come into this, like and if anyone is working in a factory, there will be a lunch period, half an hour or 1 hour. So there will be a bell rung. Now you are free, you can eat, or you can lie down, or whatever you want to do. You can take a walk, you can read, you can meditate, do whatever you want. And there are a few people who take complete advantage of this one. Now, what I wanted to, this mantra is telling, and what I wanted to remind you that there is what is called prarabdha karma. Karma done in many, many past lives will not allow us to experience this uninterrupted bliss for a long time, but quite a long time. We should not even say long time, because long time, short time, these are all conceptions within the time. But here, the person goes beyond time, beyond space, beyond causation. There is no Desha Paricheda, Kala Paricheda, and Vastu Paricheda. No. So, this person should not awaken. You cannot wake him up. Okay, I cannot wake myself up, but at least can somebody wake me up? Really speaking, no. Because so our own experience, when we are in deep sleep, even the other person shouting also can never be heard. When is it possible to hear? When Purva Janma Karma Phala is slowly bringing us back from that deep sleep state, then you hear, oh, somebody is calling my name, or somebody is touching me, somebody is beating me up. This is beautifully described by Ajatashatru in the Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. Now, what I wanted to convey to you, one cannot wake oneself and say, I have been in deep sleep state for a long time because there is no consciousness. And others cannot wake them up, then definitely this person will wake up. What makes that person wake up? That is called Purva Janma Karma Phala. Janmantara Karma Yoga. This is a marvelous Siddhanta, which is the only remedy, only philosophy, which can give us peace of mind, which can guide our life. It is the pole star for guiding our life. Karma Siddhanta. There is nothing equivalent to it anywhere. Otherwise, you blame other people, you blame God, you blame other religions, you blame other people, you blame everybody excepting yourself. No, that is, we have to blame our own selves. And how can I stop blaming? Because the scripture gives crystal clear direction. Do this and do not do this. So that is being said. What wakes up a person from deep sleep state into again experiencing Jagrat, Swapna, Sushupti, and there is no such krama. This is a special teaching of this 14th mantra. The person may wake up into the dream state, from the deep sleep to dream state. In fact, most of the time, that's what we do. Or it may be waking state. There is no such rule. There is no such krama. First waking, then dream, then dreamless. For example, we are awake. Then we can enter into deep sleep. And after some time, enter into dream state. Or we are awake, we enter into dream state, and then go into deep sleep state. And there is no guarantee. We again wake up into waking state. There is no order. Any order is absolutely fine. So this is what is telling. Sayeva jivaha, the same jiva. What do you mean by sayeva jivaha? That same jivatma which experiences the waking, also which experiences the dream state, now which is experiencing the deep sleep state, swapiti. So he might wake up from deep sleep into the swapiti, means swapnavastha, or he might become prabuddha. And then, having described already the Jagra Swapna Sushupti, what is Brahma telling to this Ashwalayana? Puratraye kridati yascha jivaha. Yah jivaha. So, this jiva is moving from one state to the other, from one room to other, from one state of experience to another state of experience. And all total, how many are there? Only three. Jagrat, Sapna, Sushupti. Waking, dream, and then deep sleep. So what happens? Puratraye. Pura means what? Sharira. Pura means city actually. That is why Shiva is called Purahara. Hara means one who destroys. So he will give us jnanam at the time of after death of the body, not death of the jiva. The jiva will be there. He goes in and then he whispers. Even though things are very unclear. So when a person dies in the hospital, does Shiva come as soon as body is gone and whispers the Tharaka mantra, or it has to be taken to the Manikarnika Ghat, then only he will come. Because some of the cremators, because they will tell that this person is has to be brought to the Manikarnika. We have to cremate it, then only Shiva will come. This is an agreement, business agreement between us and Shiva. But it is unclear. Ramakrishna experienced this darshanam of Shiva giving mukti at the Manikarnika Ghat. Anyway, it doesn't really matter. Die within Kashi. After that, what happens, whether your body is taken to Bangalore and cremated, or it is cremated in Manikarnika Ghat, it doesn't matter. My opinion is just manage to give up the body in Kashi. That is more than sufficient. So, how many bodies each jiva has got? By the definition jiva, three bodies are there. So in Jagrata Avastha, Sthula, Sukshma, Karana, Sharira. And in Swapna Avastha, Sukshma and Karana Sharira. And in deep sleep state, only Karana Sharira. So three bodies are there. And each body is called Puratra. That is why Shiva is called Purahara. So Pura means city. City here means we reside either in the gross body or in the subtle body or in the causal body. And what does the jiva do? Kridati. Marvelous word. So he is experiencing sukha, dukkha. No, kridati. Is a lila. He is sporting because he knows. Because one important fact, every time we are forgetting, as soon as we utter the word jiva, we think that he forgets I am the Atman. No, he pretends he is forgetting the Atman. It looks real and it is nothing but Brahman only pretending. Each one of us know we are the Brahman only. How do we know? Because every breath, soham, 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 I am he, Soham. This is called ajapa is going on. So this Jiva, it is a Leela for him. He is playing, really is playing. Don't think that, oh, I don't know that I am playing. It is very real to me. Yes, you are God. Only God can play as if it is real. The ordinary fellow, he will fail. He remembers, I have got wife, I have got children, etc. But Bhagavan, as if he forgot everything. Kridati. It is just nothing but Krida. Krida means Leela. Jivaha. And then, because this Krida manifests itself, tatastu jatam sakalam vichitram. Vichitram means this marvelous, what is called Srishti. How many things are there? That is, it is mind-boggling, imagination-boggling. You cannot understand how many are there. Now you see, the AI is coming. So there is a what is called artificial general intelligence is there, AGI. That means it behaves almost like a human being, thinking, making decisions, creating things, ruling, and people fear that it might, just like your dictators, it will also one day become a dictator. And we are all fearing dictators, but we are not stopping. Nobody can stop. This is the will of the Divine Mother. Let there be a dictator. What, after all, is the big deal of difference between Chinese dictator and this artificial intelligence dictator? What the result? The resultant experiences, dukkham beginning, dukkham in the middle, dukkham in the end. So from that point of view, don't make any discrimination. You are miserable, Jiva. You were miserable, you are miserable, you will be miserable so long as you are in this samsara. But the moment you go into this deep sleep, then you will be Anandamaya portion. Tatastu, because of this Krida in the Puratraya, Sakalam Vichitram, one type of experiences in the waking, another type of experiences in the dream, another type of experiences in the deep sleep, and a totally different type of experience that is called Brahman, the state of Brahman. So that is what is going to be described now. All these three states are possible only because there is an adhara, there is a substratum in the form of asti, or what is called sat, chit, and ananda. So this is what is being described in the second half of this 14th mantra. Adharam means I am in the waking state. What is the adharam? I, Brahman, as consciousness or awareness. I am in the, what is the adhara of my dream state? Only the same awareness. And what is the adhara of the deep sleep? Same awareness. Without awareness, there cannot be any experience at all. And then what is the nature of this adhara? Anandam. It is unbroken bliss and akhanda bodham. Khanda means that which is broken, made into pieces. Bodham means awareness. Prati bodha viditam. Every thought is illumined. This is a thought. Unless there is that light of the pure consciousness, we cannot be even known. A thought is a dead thing without coming into contact with this awareness. First comes awareness, then thought, then everything becomes clear. Akhanda bodham. Yasmin layam yati puratrayancha. So when a person completely wakes up from these three states, then what happens? Puratrayam. This Jagarat, Swapna, Sushupti, all the Puratrayam, Stula, Sukshma, Karana Shariras, Layam Yati Yasmin. They become merged. What does it mean? A profound teaching that it is the pure consciousness which is deluding itself. Now I am in the waking state. It is deluding itself. Now I am in the dreaming state. It deluding itself. I am in the sleeping state. And again, I am in the waking dream. dreamless state. But all these, they become completely merged in that when a person totally wakes up. This is called Brahma Sakshatkara or Ishvara Sakshatkara or Bhagavat Sakshatkara. So that is what is said. That being who sports thus in the three cities, from whom has sprung up all diversities, he is the substratum, he is the indivisible bliss consciousness, and in him alone the three cities go into dissolution. Because when we wake up into the Brahmajnanam, just as the Sthula Sarira merges in the deep sleep state, the Sukshma Sarira merges in the Karana Sarira. So the Karana Sarira also merges only when he wakes up. For a real awakening comes Uttishtata, Jagrata, Prapyavara, Nibodhata. Then he understands. I was only dreaming that I was the Jiva. I was experiencing Jagrat, Swapna, Sushupti, and it will be complete realization. This circle will be complete, and when it begins, it is called involution. When it completes, it is called evolution. This was what Swami Vivekananda wanted to tell us. So long as there is so-called self-induced ignorance, so we are creating that ignorance ourselves only. And then we move on into the 15th mantra. It doesn't tell us anything new. It simply tells us a little bit about Srishti, going back again. What is it? Even for us to enter into the waking dream or deep sleep, we need the body, we need the mind. And how are these body and mind created? As we know very well, through so many Upanishads that we have discussed so many times and will be discussing in future also. So this body and mind are the resultants of what is called Pancha Sthula Bhutas, are responsible for our gross body and the entire what we call the physical Jagrada Avastha, entire physical body, entire mind also. What about the mind? Mind also is the resultant of Panchabhutas, but a subtle difference is made. Subtle Panchabhutas called Tanmatras, and that is what gives birth to mind, etc. Manas, Buddhi, Chitta, and Ahankara. It is only a detailed explanation, but mind, that one word, it is the resultant of manifestation of tanmatras. Whereas the physical world to which this physical body, Sthula Sarira, belongs, is the combination of Akasha, Agni, Akasha, Vayu, Agni, and Jala, and Prithvi. There is nothing but these Panchabhutas. That is why the most beautiful Bengali saying, Panchabhuter Khande, Brahma Pode Khande. So, closing its eyes with its own hands, Brahma, as it were, falls into the net jala of these Panchabhutas and it weeps as it were. A very beautiful story is there. Ramayana, this is not in the Valmiki Ramayana, is to understand for us the inner meaning, the symbolism. So Ravanasura came, and who gave the Ravanasura the power to take away Sita? If you think he had got separate power, he is going against the will of Rama, our stupidity will know no bounds at all. It is only the divine. He has created the script earlier, just as every dramatist creates the script. So Ravanasura came and kidnapped Mother Sita and then went away. And Rama was inconsolable. He was weeping his heart out. But the strange thing is, it was not having any heart attack. What kind of weeping it is, I cannot describe it to you. It is only pretense. So here Shiva and Parvati were on Kailasa. And Parvati was moved. Lord, this Bhagavan Vishnu is weeping so much. So shall I go and give him a little bit of consolation? I will put on the Vesha of Sita and he will be very happy until I reveal who I am. So Shiva said, don't even go near Vishnu. He is a Mayavi and he will mesmerize you also. And in brackets, I am afraid once you see him that you may not come back to me. So I don't want that terrible tragedy to take place in my life. I am leading a quite happy life. So you are cooking and feeding me all those idli, masala dosha and all those things. I think that may be the secret wish of Shiva, or what is it? After all, he is a clever fellow, you see, intelligent, you see, Gnanam, you see. But Parvati will not listen. So she put on the Vesham of Sita and stood there like your Sita of this Ramananda Sagar's Ramayana and then smiled. And then Rama lifted his face and said, he said, Parvati, why did you come here in the guise of this Maya Sita? She was startled. Lord, is it Maya Sita? Yes, yes, that Sita Ravanasura took is Maya Sita. And who can take Maya Sita? Only Maya Ravan. These are all secrets you have to hear from me, Ramayana. So Parvati bent her head down and then returned back, and Shiva was smiling. I know Vishnu is my friend. He will never betray me. So who is doing all this Leela? It is all the time we know. And this is a fact we don't want to believe. Do I really know I am Brahman? Yes, we know. Then why am I playing? Because you have chosen to play and you are an expert actor. So you are completely identified as if you have forgotten everything. And this is what he wants to say. Now, the body is made up of Panchabhutas. And then the second part of the instrument is mind. That is being said here. Etasma, from this Atman, Jayate Prana. All the Pancha Prana, Vayu Devata. That is Tanmatra. It is there, Manaha. And then it is also the raw material of the mind. Sarva Indriyanicha. So when we say Indriya, sense organs. When we say sense organs, most of us all the time become completely what is called mesmerized. You see my eye, oh, that is what is called Chakshur Indriya. No, 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 no. This is only a window. Behind this window, there is a nerve, and that nerve takes one to the mind. The real Chakshu is the mind. The real hearer is the mind. The real smeller, real taster, real toucher is the mind only. So what we say, this is called Golaka. Golaka means windows. So Sarva Indriyani, all the Karmendriyas and all the Gnanendriyas especially, not Karmendriyas, only these Gnanendriyas, which are part of the mind. That's why they are called Sukshma Sarira. And all this is born from Brahman only. Then what about the body element? Kham, Vayu, Jyoti, Apaha, Prithvi, Vishwasya Dharini. So this Prithvi, this earth. What is this earth? It is upholding the entire world. A little bit of a small finger shaking is called earthquake. We are all born because of this Mother Earth. Not our own mother is also born of Mother Earth. And this Mother Earth is producing food, and we eat the food, and food transforms itself into what we call energy, and energy uh, gives us the impetus to do various activities, and various activities are born of thoughts, and these thoughts are born of samskaras, and these samskaras are born of Purvajanma. So this 15th mantra is simply telling how this body and mind are produced. Panchabhutas, Sukshma Panchabhutas called Tanmatra, Sthula Panchabhutas, what is called Panchikruta Mahabhutas. These are the causes of the body and mind. And without body and mind, this Jagrat and Swapna cannot be created. But what about the deep sleep? That is also part of the Sukshma Bhutas only. It is called Karana Sarira. So we move on to the 16th mantra. Yat Param Brahma Sarvatma Vishwasya Ayatanam Mahat Sukshat Sukshmataram Nityam Tat Tvameva Tvameva Tat. This is the Mahavakya. Having described all these things, is in the 16th mantra. The great Mahavakya Tattvamasi is coming here. In the fourth half of the second line, Tat Tvameva Tvameva Tat. To emphasize this one, Tvam Eva Tat. Tat Tvam. Only the word missing is Asi. Chandogya Upanishad, we get this Mahavakya Tattvamasi Shvetaketo. That is being said. Yat Param Brahma, that Supreme Brahman, who is Sarvatma, who is the substratum, the pure consciousness manifesting in everything, living and non-living. Vishwasya Ayatanam Mahat, which is the substratum for the entire universe of waking, dream, dreamless, and Sukshmat Sukshmataram. So the Sthula Sarira is indescribable, and much subtler is the Sukshma Sarira, and much subtler is the Karana Sarira, and that indescribable beyond even the subtlest of the experienceable object is called Sukshmat Sukshmataram. And it is Nityam. There is no break, like waking, dream, and sleep. And the what that, the what that. Beautiful mantra, and we will discuss a little bit about it in our next class. Om Jananim Sharadam Devi Ramakrishnam Jagadgurum Padapadme Tayo Sritva Pranamami Moho Moho. May Ramakrishna, Holy Mother, and Swami Vivekananda bless us all with bhakti. Jai Ramakrishna.